Welcome to the Philly Prime Podcast. I'm Dave Schratweiser. A special event coming up tomorrow night and a special guest on the show today. Today joining us is Marcus Grimmie. He's the brother of Christina Grimmie from the Christina Grimmie Foundation. And tomorrow night in Marlton, New Jersey at the Cherokee Performing Arts Center in Marlton, I'll give you the address, 130 Tomlinson Mill Road. There's going to be a special concert, a concert for a cause to raise money to help people impacted by gun violence. Marcus, thanks for coming on the show. Greatly appreciate it.
Oh, thanks for having me, Dave. It's an honor to be here.
Okay. Marcus, talk to us a little bit about the concert tomorrow night. It starts at 6 and goes to 9. I believe the tickets are $25, if I'm right, and you're going to have a whole cast of artists performing at the concert.
Yes, sir. I mean, it's I like to get this part in front because it's the most important. Is everything we do and everything we have been doing foundation-wise goes to victims of gun violence, whether it's injury or to the families with loss of life. And that's why we do it. Our family was affected by it. Wow. 7 years ago now. It's just crazy how the time keeps flying. And we've done different galas and fundraisers. And, you know, we feel like the concert is the best representative of who Christina was as a person. And what better place to do it than in the local Philly area and in the hometown where we grew up and the high school that we went to. So, yeah, we're raising money for victims of gun violence. And there's going to be some great artists there.
Yeah. Can you walk me through a little bit of the lineup? But first, let's talk. One of the persons performing is Marcus Grimmie.
Yeah, I tried to fight.
What I understand, you got a new record coming out or a package coming yourself. So talk about being part of this show, how special that is for you, and then give us a little bit of some of the other artists who are going to perform.
Well, it started out as I was just going to play with maybe my band, maybe with a couple of other artists if they needed a guitar player. And what it turned into is my band, The Similar, we are now the house band for every artist. So it's just been, you know, it started out a little stressful, but it's just turned into just what a wonderful, humbling time for us to be able to work with these super talented artists, stretching from famous on Instagram or TikTok or The Voice. And then there's just us, you know, just a little rock band there getting to play with these people. So it's been awesome.
Okay. Some of the other guests, can you tell us who they are?
Sure. We've got Desi G, who's a Canadian superstar. And we got Mackenzie Brooks, TikTok, extremely successful dancer, now singer. Save Noiva, Savion Wright, for those that were tuned into The Voice. We have a local talent, Ryan Brown, who's her and her family have really been just extremely great to us through this whole process as well. And she's got a fantastic voice. And we have a former Eurovision champ, Alexander Rybak, who's going to be playing the fiddle. So, yeah, it's quite the cast.
That's good. Talk to me a little bit about this. You know, this is all a memory for your sister, and you guys were impacted by gun violence. And for those of you who don't know, Christina Grimmie tragically was murdered after a concert in Orlando, Florida, back in June of 2016. She was finished third on The Voice. She was a huge YouTube sensation with 4 million followers. Loved by everybody, cherished by everybody in South Jersey. One of the gems that come out of South Jersey that burst onto the scene and unfortunately, tragically lost her life. Marcus, I know how this impacted the family. I just had lunch with your dad about 3 or 4 weeks ago, and I know it still continues to affect you guys today. So I'm sure this is why this is so close to your heart to want to bring some joy back.
Yeah, exactly. You know, that's the idea of the concert format because, you know, obviously there's galas and fundraisers and, you know, we are primarily individual donor funded. But, you know, sometimes it's good to actually put some kind of show on, especially in the vein of what Christina did. So a lot of it, you know, especially from my mom, she was here. She passed about 5 years ago with breast cancer. My dad always wanted to do something musical all the time to honor Christina's legacy, where I was always fighting the, you know what, it's important, but helping people is the more important thing. But, you know, as they go hand in hand to, you know, keep this music thing out front, still getting to honor Christina. We get a lot of these artists are covering some of her songs.
I was going to ask you about that. Go ahead. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, you go ahead. Finish.
Yeah. So you know, keeping that concert format, it's just been, you know, I think it's easier for all of us. I get so stressed when these events come out because we have to
Yeah.
somebody speaking things. And I'm a more behind the scenes kind of person, which is why this is perfect because you get to be music. And outside of our band, leading it off, we're just kind of in the background, just playing music, making sure the show is glued together.
Okay. But you were kind of the glue for Christina on the tour and things like that. You helped as the manager on the shows, that kind of thing. Obviously, that's your forte, to be the guy in the back, kind of propping people up and making sure things get done. Talk to me a little bit about the foundation. You guys have done a tremendous amount of work. Your dad was telling me a little bit about how much money the foundation has raised and what kind of folks the money went to, that kind of thing. Can you walk me through kind of what the foundation is all about?
Sure. So honestly, my dad attributes it to something that I said that I don't recall too well. But after Christina passed, we were like we were in Orlando and the Pulse nightclub shooting happened before we flew back to start the funeral arrangement. So if you don't know, the Pulse nightclub shooting was that really big Orlando shooting that happened literally in the same weekend that when Christina died. And, it's getting all this press, and so is Christina, and these, people are talking about, and the thing that all these superstars and athletes who were talking about Christina Grimmie and these 50 others. And I kept thinking like, wow, like, it's a weird thing to think, but like, we're so blessed to have Christina had a fan base. We've got drawings sent to us, food sent to us. I mean, even through the weeks and the months, where a lot of this, when people lose a loved one in this terrible act, it's like people, I don't want to say people forget, but then everyone else moves on really quickly outside of the family.
Yeah.
So that's where I kind of started with that feeling of we got this overwhelming amount of support and encouragement and hope. Yeah. And we just wanted to try and turn that around for other people that might not have that.
All right. Am I correct about this? I think your dad says you guys have raised close to like $600,000 already.
Oh, we're almost at $450,000 for 200 plus families right now.
Okay. And what kind of stuff is that? Financial aid for them? Is it just whatever they need kind of situation, or how does that work?
Yeah. So one of the coolest parts about what we do is we don't interfere with any government or state assistance. So it doesn't step on anything that they can get. So it's an unrestricted grant. So they can use it on anything they want. And it's also part of our thing with hope and empowerment, to where it's not monitored. It's not anything. We work directly with victim services who work with the victims. And whenever they need, they fill out an application so we can kind of see what they need to spend it on. It's anywhere from electricity to car payments to child support to travel to relocation and anything you can think of. That's something that we realized too, is we had a miscellaneous category, because one of the victim services says you should put that, because you'd be surprised how many people have something specific that you won't have. So it's different needs for different people.
Yeah, and I know how driven your dad is about this, because he asked me to hook him up with the Philadelphia District Attorney's Office Victim Services Assistance folks, and I think he's been in touch with them. Actually, somebody from their organization then called me when I called around for some phone numbers and names, and said they wanted to get in touch with your dad. So I hope that part of it works out. I know he wants to have a little bit of an impact here in the South Jersey, Philadelphia area as well.
Yeah, we'd love. That's our goal. Is the way we word it is we want to be like. Unfortunately, this is still like such a plight plaguing our country. But to be the bat signal whenever there's a shooting, a homicide with gun violence, or even an injury. Know that, because that we're able people.
I always enjoy talking to your dad, and obviously talking to you. And I'm glad you guys have been able to get out and do some publicity for the concert tomorrow. How many people can you fit into the Performing Arts Center, and what kind of crowd are you expecting at this point?
I believe you can fit quite a lot. We're going for 300. That's our goal. 250 to 300 is what I've been saying, but I think my dad.
Am I right? The tickets are $25 each. Am I right about that?
Yes.
And can people buy tickets at the door?
Yep, you can walk right up, and if for some reason you can't make it, or you're from out of town, there's a live stream link on this same that same link with where you can buy the tickets.
Okay, and if people want to donate to the foundation, I know on the website you can do that. Can you walk us through that situation in case folks can't make it to the concert but want to donate to the foundation, what you guys are doing?
Yeah, if you go to ChristinaGrimmieFoundation.org or CGF.world, that's what I tell people in Heaven Socials. It's right at the top. There's information about the foundation, what we do, contact info, and right at the top there's information on how to give, if that's where you feel led to do. Yeah.
Listen, I want to talk a little bit about support from South Jersey from the second this tragically happened to your sister. I was at the memorial service when I was working at Fox 29 at the time when you spoke to the crowd. And then I also go to Fellowship Alliance Chapel that I know you guys attended, your dad attended and things like that. And I was not there for the service, but a lot of people I know from South Jersey were there. And it was a tremendous turnout in honor of your sister, the memorial service, that kind of thing. Talk to me about the support that's come. Mayor Brown from Marlton has also been a big supporter for you guys. Great guy. And I believe that's his daughter performing. Am I right about that?
Yep. Yeah, I get
Ryan?
to perform with Ryan Brown. Yeah, she's awesome.
Okay, that's cool. But talk to me about the support from South Jersey and the Philadelphia area that you guys have gotten tragically since this has happened.
I mean, it's honestly the reason why we still call it home. Just from family to friends to fans to people I didn't know, you know, like I never liked the word hero because to me it always implies like the outcome would have been different. Yeah. But just from the amount of encouragement that I've gotten from just the whole area, I mean, it kept me rooted in still loving all the sports teams, all my friends, my old high school buddies. You know, I really, it's hard to put into words the kind of support that they gave me from. But if I had to try, it would be just checking in all the time because I'm not, ever since I lost Christina, I haven't been the best at reaching out to a lot of people. Been a lot more introverted and shy. People from here every year checking out, whether it's my birthday, holidays, Christina's birthday, the year mark, no matter what. Every time I come here, I always feel so at home still. And I haven't lived here in like 10 years. So
that's why it's great, I guess, to kind of bring this concert back home. Am I right about that?
Yeah, you know, this is home forever and always.
All right. Let's talk a little bit about your dad, if we can, for a second. He doesn't like to come on TV and talk too much. I had lunch with him a couple of weeks ago, and we were chatting a little bit. He seems really excited about this. I know how dedicated he is to the foundation and always reaching out to people, trying to make connections and things like that. I know, obviously, this is something that hit him right here very heavily, and then losing your mom, same thing. Talk to me about kind of what's his inspiration here? What keeps him going doing this?
Well, it's really fun to talk about my dad because just like I think just even hearing you say that, I'm just like, wow, that's his evolution. I mean, he is just as shy as me. My mom was the talker.
Yep.
Out of all three of us, Christina got a little good at it. Me and my dad were in the background. We don't, change the subject, but I just think losing two of the most important people in his life, both tragically, I think it's one of the main things that keeps him going is to help other people. And he knows if he doesn't champion it himself, no one's going to do it. Yeah. And he just feels so led because he knows that the end goal is just empathy and compassion. And that's just embodies who Bud is as a person. Yeah. And that was always him. So to see him manifested in ways to talk to people, and that's how I know my dad. And he was never just someone, he is very good with people, but he's not to go out and just start talking to people. So getting to see him do that, I know what this means to him. Just to, I know that he wants to help as many people as he can. And that's the best way to do it. Just share his story, listen to someone else, and then keep on sharing. And
I got to tell you something. You talk about his evolution. I met your dad, obviously, after this happened. I didn't know him when I was at Fellowship Chapel. But to see him from then till when I just had lunch with him a month ago and see how his entire face is different. The smile is back. The real warmth trying to drive this home and make this happen and have it be a success and to reach out and help people. I could just tell you, Fowler seems to be recharged or re-energized from, just trying to do something good in memory of Christina.
Yeah, no, that actually, it's really cool you say that because, there's definitely moments in time where I felt like I could always see the optimism in my dad, but it wasn't until maybe a couple years after my mom passed that you saw the hope where it blossomed into something greater. So his faith has a lot to do with that, his love for his family and me, but definitely this foundation is really, it just gave him a purpose greater than himself, which is just awesome.
Can we talk about Marcus Grimmie, the artist, a little bit here? Because I understand you have a couple of endeavors going on right now. Talk to me about what you're doing with music.
Well, I don't like to talk about myself that much, but I do. I'm kind of in Christina's vein. I just care about her and her music so much. I'm really into rock, so I'm in a few bands, but I started a solo project called M Grimm. It's just my first initial and half of my name, where I just taken some Christina songs and I just put a rock spin on it. So I just did this is the 10-year anniversary of With Love. August was.
Right.
And our family's been trying to find ways to celebrate the 10th years. We had a cinematic version done. I did a version of With Love, and, just kind of doing some art, some photos, some music, anything to just kind of celebrate 10 years of one of Christina's best pieces of work.
Yeah. It's great to kind of carry on the artistic endeavors that your sister was so good at. And, she obviously had so many fans and things like that. And this is a good base for you. And her songs are so good. And so many people still relate to them and want to hear them. It's so kind of cool, I think, that some of the artists at the concert are going to be covering some of her songs.
Yeah, I always love when I see people that would tell me, oh my God, I followed your sister on YouTube or The Voice or anything. Cause it's, she's been inspiring people for a long time. The fact that she still does is really cool. That's why I like doing the stuff with her music. Cause it's like, I'm working with her again.
Yeah. Well, that's cool. That's good for you, man. I'm sure that's inspirational for you as well. Can I ask you a little bit, has Adam Levine been a little bit part of this as well? I know he was a big supporter of Christina's, tried to help you guys after her death, that kind of thing. Any role here by him, or is he kind of helping out in the background?
Yeah, he's definitely been more of a background role, which is totally fine with us. He's just, ever since the beginning, when he paid for a funeral, he's donated, he's, made his contributions there. But the main thing is we just don't, it's kind of on us for not reaching out and bothering him. We just feel like, we've been working with the local talent focused here. And when we're in LA, we've been in contact with him and his folks, and they're just always great. And they're always supportive. Okay. But, I know those LA people are just very busy. So we try and just, they definitely think well of us and send their wishes all the time.
You guys going to still be bi-coastal here, a little bit of LA and a little bit of South Jersey, or what's the future coming up here?
Well, Jersey's always home. I don't know. My dad tell you he's back east now.
Yeah.
So he's living with his dad.
Yeah.
My grandpa. So I'm probably going to be out here more and more often because I love it out here. But my music work is in LA. So until I can find a more stable thing, I'm just going to be floating from east to west. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So let me go over this one more time for everybody. The concert is Saturday, September 2nd, tomorrow night, from 6 to 9 at Cherokee Performing Arts Center. That's at 130 Tomlinson Mill Road, in Marlton. And all of the money raised from the concert goes to victims impacted by gun violence. Marcus, let's wrap this up. I'll give you the last word here. If you can talk to the people out there who might be listening to this or watching it on YouTube a little bit later on today, what do you want to say to them?
Well, if you like music and you like a good cause, this is definitely something that you can do. We had a great thing going, helping victims of gun violence. These people, they need your help. I think people would be very surprised to know what happens after the fact, when the media goes away and the help goes away, and that's where we come in. So if you care to learn more about this kind of topic, I know it's a tough one here. Yeah. But, I just think keeping under the vein of people helping people, that's what we're doing. And that's what I think anyone who comes and donates, that's what they're doing too.
Yeah. I spent my entire career covering crime and crime victims and things like that. And I know exactly what you're talking about. And, it's nice that when all the lights go down and the interviews stop and people stop talking about it, that kind of thing, that something keeps alive the memory of the victim in this situation. And you guys are doing such a cool thing here with this and helping out so many people. It's really a fantastic endeavor. I wish you guys the greatest luck tomorrow night on the concert. Folks, if you got something you want to do on a Saturday night and be entertained and see some really good musicians, music, and come out for a good cause, Concert for a Cause is the place to be tomorrow night at the Cherokee Performing Arts Center in Marlton, New Jersey. And you can come see Marcus Grimmie play a few songs and his band be the house band for everybody there. Sounds like a good deal, right, Marcus?
You won't be able to get rid of us. So.
Okay, cool. Listen, I appreciate you coming on. I'm glad you went on Fox 29 this morning on Good Day Philadelphia. Did a little more promotional work there. That's my hometown station. That's my station. Woo. And I'm happy you guys to come on and do me a big favor. Give your dad a big hug for me. I love you guys, and I wish you nothing but the best.
Will do. Hope to see you soon, Dave. Thank you for having me on.
Great to have you. Thank you again. All right, folks, that's Philly Prime Podcast for this week. We'll see you next week. Thanks for joining us. And if you get a chance, get out to that concert.